We have a question here. Teji, could you unmute yourself and ask the question, please? Thank you. Teji, are you still there? Yeah. Madam Teji Sethi, could you please unmute yourself and ask the question? Thank you. Okay, so I'll read out the question that she's written. Can't unmute. Okay, so let me try. Yeah, talk. Teji, you're unmuted. Miss Teji Sethi, you're unmuted. Teji? Teji, you can ask question. Can't unmute. Not working, Anu? That's strange. Okay, so there must be network problems. I'll just read out her question. Question is for Sheetal and for all others. What's new? What new are we engaging children for? What new are we engaging children for mental well-being in this pandemic? The pandemic has shown the need for mental well-being as much for adults, but how are we addressing this for children? That's for all three of you. So, Sheetal, Ms. Dete, and Sumaira. Anybody can go ahead and start answering this. Ms. Tete, would you like to answer? What are we doing in schools to take care of mental health?
Right now, I haven't come across much in this area of mental health yet. I think we need to really look into it.
Absolutely.
With details as to what exactly, and because I only looked at one angle of the problem, that parents are working, and I think at home, the nuclear family, students are alone, so there is nobody to pay attention to them. So I don't think we have really, I think the schools will have to come up with a concrete plan to take care of them.
Thank you so much. Sheetal, you have any answer for this?
So, thanks, Anu.
Yes.
So the first thing that we are doing is empowering children, empowering them with real knowledge and not information from WhatsApp University, which is so freely available. So one thing that we are doing is
I can't see you, Sheetal.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but can't see you at all.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why I'm not visible, though I did switch on my video.
Okay, continue. That's okay.
I don't know why I'm not visible.
Okay.
So, shall I put it on speaker view? No, then I can see you. So, empowering children is one thing that we are doing, giving them the right kind of information. Also, since there is no reference point, because it's a new problem, there's no reference point, so we cannot fall back on anything. But what we can do is we are conducting webinars with doctors for our children to ask them questions. Also, there are some special days, like there was Doctors' Day, so obviously we conducted webinars with doctors. Then also empowering them with information with regards to, now for example, there was blood donation day. So on blood donation day, we spoke to children, gave them information about the plasma therapy. So because children are very scared as to, they are not getting the correct answers, so they are scared for themselves, they're scared for their parents, they're scared for their grandparents also. So telling them that it is bad. I'm not saying it's not bad, the situation out there, but unfortunately our children are not getting to hear success stories. What they are getting to hear is the morose information that is coming on television or in the newspapers. They're not getting to hear success stories. So we are also getting COVID survivors on board, and having them talk to the children, their experiences, how did they manage to, how did they pull through. So that is how we are taking care of this scenario. Another uncertain factor that is there is because children are at home, adults are at home, they are seeing the economic stress that parents are going through. So talking to them about long term planning, talking to them about savings, talking to them about jobs of the future is what we are, that's how we are helping them out. Children who are in 10th and 12th grade, they are worried about their careers, that because they're going to step into a new arena. And it's not only today, but it has always been, because if you look at the timelines, we are educating our children for, if a child is in 10th standard or even 9th standard, we are educating them for the real world, which is 7 to 8 years away. And many of those jobs today, what they're talking about, or today what they're studying, those jobs might not even exist.
Correct.
Even in the real world today, this is an extraordinary situation, but even in the real world, the situation that was yesterday, jobs might not exist. So telling them what will work, skill building is what we are doing. So what actually will last you is communication skills, is thinking skills, is building skills. This is what is going to last you.
Wow.
Forget about subjects, English, science, maths, all that is important. But skill building is more important, where you will be a critical thinking, speaking skills, where you will debating, researching. This is what's going to help you tomorrow, because these are timeless skills. So equipping them with these skills. So nobody's going to come to you saying that I'm depressed. A person who is upset, a person who is depressed will not come to you saying that, hey, look, I'm depressed, help me out. But reading between the lines and empowering them is what, this is the path that we are walking. So our children are talking to us, they are connecting with us, because a 10th grader, an 8th grader, a 12th grader, they are very well aware of the economic scenario at home, so they are insecure. I'm not saying children are not insecure, because people are losing the jobs left, right, and center. Salaries have been cut, salaries are not coming in, business has failed. So children are worried, what is going to happen to us, will we be able to complete our education? So these are some of the angles that we are working on. I hope that satisfies your question to a certain extent.
Thank you so much. And Sumaira, how are you
Uh,
in schooling doing the same?
yeah, I think pretty much like both of them said, like children listen to even the unsaid, your body language. So you may not so much as let your child know on a call, or they may not have heard you say that you've lost your job or the income is a problem, but your body language speaks louder than your words. So your child senses discomfort, and I think what like Sheetal said, the whole world is homeschooling right now, but um, even the homeschooling children are at the receiving end because this is not their world. They used to go out and they used to meet friends, and suddenly it's hard for them. So mental health is at a rise at all different levels, because a very understated part of mental health right now for children is the abuse in the family. So the
Yes.
number of cases that my NGO sees for abuse in the family, from within the parents and sometimes to the child, it's very very difficult. It's very very sad
Sumaira,
to
can
see
you
this.
tell people what you actually do? Because the
What we do is talk. There is no other way out of mental health,
no,
really.
no, no. What do you actually do for your profession?
Oh, okay, sorry, that way. So I'm a trainer. I train. I'm a psychologist. I'm a therapist. I've done my PhD in psychology. I work more mainly with teens, and I work with college students. That's what I do. I am a trainer. I do human dynamics, as well as we run an NGO. So my dad started this NGO, and we're carrying it forward now. So with my NGO, some of the main topics that we look after is POSH, which is sexual harassment at workplace. We look at menstrual hygiene, a new, uh, uh, let's say, new venture that we started off, and we work with underprivileged children. Um, so when we as an NGO work for women, we get a lot of people who write to us and tell us about their, you know, the last we had right now, without any names, I know it was quite surprising when this girl turned around and said, all these years my mom was fine, but suddenly she's someone I don't recognize anymore. She has these anger bursts and she's so abusive. And she says, this is language I've never heard in my entire growing up. I guess these are mental health issues because now everybody is confined in the house, and there is no way out. I can't step out for 5 minutes to get a breather also. So the only way out, I see it as if parents are going through it, children are going through it even worse. So I think what we can do best for our children is to talk to them. So if someone calls you up, talk to them, talk to your own children, keep telling them you understand. You don't understand what they're going through because this never happened to us when we were growing up. So we really don't. It's a big lie. So when I tell my son, I understand, he says, no, mom, you don't. You had a really cool childhood. So don't tell me you understand. You don't understand my frustration. And I give it to him and I tell him, yes, I don't understand your frustration, but I can at least, understand what you're going through right now. I get it. I get it's frustrating, but there isn't a way out right now. I guess that should be good enough. There are kids who coming out, and this is a very very a very delicate situation to be in, because now kids are coming up and talking to their parents, because now they have their parents attention. Now the full attention of the parents is available. This is when they will come and talk about the mental health issues they had in school during their school days. This is when they talk about the physical abuse that they had. This is this. And imagine they cannot do anything about it. So talking is the only way out. And I think talking helps mental health. There's nothing better than talking.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We have someone who wants to talk to Miss Tete. So could you unmute yourself, Jason? Could you unmute yourself and just speak? Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Jason here. I'm Ruth ma'am's student.
I
I
can't
don't
see
know.
you. I can't see you. We can't see you.
Okay. I don't know. I guess my video is not working.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I still remember Miss Ruth was like a foundation to us. She was like more of a listener. Like we used to have many people hearing us, but very few people listening to us. And Miss Ruth was one of them. And she played a very huge role in my life. I was there in Don Bosco Lonavala just for a year, and she changed my life during that time. She always gave a listening ear. And today, whatever I am a counselor in Mumbai, ma'am, because of you. Thank you for everything. And yeah, I also did completed my social work, my bachelor's in social work from Nirmala Niketan.
Wow. I'm from that college too.
We are.
Sheetal is from the same college, Nirmala Niket.
Yeah, yeah. I guess so.
But we were from the home science. I guess you would have been in the social work.
Social work, yeah.
Yes.
Hi,
Wow.
Jason. Good to connect.
Hi, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, and I'm so happy you're doing so well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Everything it's because of you only.
Wow.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I also have one thing is I am right now having a lot of online consultations and stuff, and I see a lot of kids coming out with a lot of problems of sexual abuse,
Yes.
domestic violence.
Yes.
NGO is working towards it, but during this lockdown, it's very difficult to connect through people, to get people at the site. So we are having lots of issues, and then the economic issues which are rising, which parents sometimes don't want us to put a case against their, because always the abuser is a known person,
Yeah.
Hmm.
So well
and
said.
they don't want to put a case against the known person. So we face a lot of trouble, and as a counselor, it is my job to report the abuse. Otherwise, I will be in problem. So right now, I was facing that stress and all, and I just seen the FB, uh, the DM on FB on Ruth Ma'am's page, and I said, let's join in this meeting. So I said, I will join in this, and it was really nice to connect with so many of you all from very prestigious fields and very prestigious knowledge. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with all of us.
Thank you, Jason. Do let us know
Thank
if
you,
we can do
Jason.
anything for your children. Do
Yes,
let us know.
definitely,
So
definitely.
we can all combine hands, and I'm sure we'll all be willing to do something.
Do that.
Yes, I'm
All
working
of
with this
us.
NGO Arpan in Mumbai.
Take down
Arpan
my
Freedom.
number and send me all the details. I can put
Yeah.
you on the group so that you can be there. My number is 99308
Beg your pardon?
99
99
308
208
308
308
98
98
116.
116.
I repeat again
99208
30
30
308.
308 98116.
Yeah, and name is Anu Mehta.
Yeah.
Connect and maybe we'll be able to do something together. You never know.
Okay.
When it comes to children, there's always a group that's required. One person cannot do things together.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Anybody else with a question? Anybody else with a question? Okay. So
No,
yes,
no question, but it is an absolute honor to listen to all the teachers in their own beautiful spaces. Highly honored. Thank you very much, all of you.
Archana, we can't see you.
The net isn't working, Anu. I am trying very hard for quite some time.
Don't worry. As long as we can connect, the voice is important.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for supporting, and thank you everyone for connecting. You know, it's really interesting. Miss Ruth, you read the poetry at the time when I was just thinking today, should I continue with these programs longer or not? And I discussed with someone and said, I must make them twice a week in August. And then you said there are miles to go before you sleep. There are miles to go before you sleep. And then it suddenly struck me, if it's going the way it's going and people are connecting, let me continue as long as I can. Because there are so many times in the last few months that I've almost come to a collapse point like today was, and said, so because I ate my dinner sitting here, I've been in this room since 7 o'clock today. And even before that, because I was talking to you and then talking to someone else. And I just feel that during this time, connections are so important, and getting people to have some kind of hope, something to hang on to. It can be how we say in Hindi, तिनके का सहारा भी मिल गया तो आपको सहारा मिल गया. Maybe I'm just that speck which if you hold on to and you feel supported, it's enough. It's enough. It's better than having nothing to hold on to. So thank you so much. Thank you, Sheetal.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Myra.
Thank
Thank you,
you
Miss Ruth.
Thank you all.
so much.
Anu, thank you so much for continuing this.
Thank you.
Anu,
Thank
you don't
you.
know who you saving tonight. You just don't know whom you
Yeah,
save.
true.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Nice connecting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anu, for
Thank you.
connecting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank
Take
you,
care.
Dr. Anu. Thank you, Sumaira. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.